deer season is here. Archery deer opens tomorrow morning here in D7 and I believe in most of the D zones, but this will be different. This will be kind of a first for me. This will be the first time I'm hunting without those little voices in my head that are asking me if this will be one of those hunts again when I go home empty-handed. If this is going to be that season when I'm hunting every weekend and I have nothing to show for it. If I will ever get a deer. Yes, these voices have been in my head louder and louder over the past 9 years. Not for the first few years, but as the years went on, they just got louder and they kind of echoed what some people said. It was discouraging and I had to be louder than those voices. But my point is, I will not have those voices in my head this time. No more, because I already have one. And even if I'm hunting my heart out this season and I get nothing, if I even see nothing, I can just be out there and enjoy the moment, every moment, and just enjoy the hunt for what it is. I am so excited about this. I will be maybe a little more confident, not overconfident, but just have more belief in myself, more trust. If anything, I have proven to myself that I can do it. So this is so exciting. So right now I'm going to go and try my broadhead. So the broadhead I'm using is the one that actually got into the deer. So it's already used. I'm just basically putting it back together and wrapping it up and using that so I'm not wasting a perfectly good broadhead. I'm only shooting it at 20 yards. So at 20 yards, maybe not a lot will show up. If it's super far to the left or to the right, then I will shoot it at longer distance, like 30-40 yards, just to see what's happening, because in that case I might have to make an adjustment. But if it's not too bad, I think I'm just going to leave it. My broadhead is flying pretty close to the field tip, at least at 20 yards, so I'm going to leave it at that. But as you will see, my groups are really not that tight, even at 20 yards, and a lot of people told me I shouldn't go hunting like that. I shouldn't even be shooting anything past 20 yards until I master this. But I'm going to disagree with that, since I already got a buck at 40 yards and I'm going to try to get another one. So right now I'm going to make a quick dinner. I'm going to pack my backpack, get my clothes laid out, make some coffee for the morning, get everything ready, and I'm going to go to sleep early. And I will wake up super early this time. I really, really do want to walk in the dark. I don't want the sun to come up on me while I'm walking. I want to be in position. Good night, sweetie pie. Bye, sweetheart. Mommy has to go, okay? Just wait for me. You got your water. You could get up on my bed right there. Okay, sweetheart? I'm gonna try to get a deer. Bye, sweetie pie. First thing in the morning, in the dark, I jumped a doe. It all happened very quickly, but I could tell that there was nothing on her head. But this was a great confirmation of there is deer here. I mean, I already knew that, but I think it's always a great thing to see in the morning, any kind of deer jumping up. I have been planning on sitting at this spot behind this huge tree, so I'm pretty well hidden. And this in front of me is a deer trail. It's not as close as it seems in the video, but I know that the deer travel here. I have seen their tracks before, and I also have them on camera. I don't have any bucks, but I have seen those walking exactly in the path that I thought they would. Because this is a burnt area, I can see pretty far, and I can look down on this draw. There's a draw to my left that ends up leading into a creek, and I have seen deer tracks here all over the place. Even in the snow, they were the same tracks as they were in the fall. So I thought this place would be promising, but after sitting here for a couple of hours, I moved just a little further down, and here I can actually see better. This is where the draw is starting, and again, I have pretty good visibility. Now the bush is pretty thick, so the deer could be bedded down or just not really moving but standing up, and it would be really hard to see. But I'm just going to sit here for a while and wait patiently and see what happens. So there's a draw down there between these two hills, and I'm pretty sure that's where they travel. It's not really visible on the video, but it's a lot more obvious in real life. If I was a deer and I wanted to hide, it's exactly where I would travel. Now I want to hide, but I'm not gonna travel where they go. And then it just sort of follows that way. And there's supposed to be a creek along that line. Even if it's dry right now, I'm pretty sure they would still use that route. I was here last year, and I actually saw the deer travel, a doe with a few babies down here. So this is a good spot to sit around. Everything is actually within 40 yards. Up here it's 20, and they could be coming from up here as well as coming from down here. I saw them travel up from here last year. So this is a promising area. So this morning has been pretty uneventful besides jumping that door first thing in the morning. I mean, this is perfectly normal, I think. I sat in two places for pretty long time, and then I checked out a third. I was there for a little bit. I used to think, I was told that when you bow hunt, you're supposed to sit for a long time because, you know, when you move, you make noise and you're trying to get close to the deer. But this was one of the issues I always had, sitting in a spot, always thinking, okay, is this a good spot? Am I going to see deer here? I mean, I think it's a good spot, but what if they don't want to come here? But if I get up, then I'm gonna make noise. So it was just a lot of going back and forth, this huge dilemma in my head. And I've learned 5 weeks ago when I was in the A zone is that moving around is okay. I mean, you're not going to walk around and be on the move as much as in rifle season, but when I came up on that buck, I was walking in the grass, in the dry grass, and it was so loud. I was thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, the whole world can hear me. I was just trying to get to my spot, and that buck didn't even really notice me. So now I'm not so afraid to make noise. I mean, I try to be as quiet as I can be, but I also feel like I can't just sit in one spot, because if the deer don't decide to come there, then I'll never see one. So I'm walking around a little bit right now, it's 10 o'clock, so 9, 10 o'clock, I think usually they bed down. So I was like, well, maybe I'll jump one. So I came up to this area. I followed this draw where I'm pretty sure they travel, and right here behind me, I think this is where they travel, because this is like right here. The draw starts like right here and it goes down. So I'll hang out here a little bit. This is actually pretty close to the area where I hunted last year, and I'm going to focus on this general area this whole archery season and see what happens. I sat around patiently and moved around quietly for a few more hours, and then in the afternoon I decided to drive around. And interestingly, not surprisingly though, driving around you end up seeing so many more deer than you would just sitting in a spot. And this is the appeal of road hunting. And for those of you guys that are not hunters, you just like to watch hunting videos, or you don't know what road hunting is. Road hunting doesn't mean you're shooting from your vehicle. That only means that you drive around, and when you spot a deer, then you get out and you pursue it on foot. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly legal, it's ethical and everything. You're covering a larger area, and a lot of hunters have a lot more success that way. I love looking down from above, and now I don't have that misconception that I have to be within 40 yards of a deer. I used to think that. Now I know I could be hundreds and hundreds of yards away. Once I spot them, then I can find a way to get to them or intercept them, or just even watch them and see where they are and where they go, and maybe not even do anything about it today, but now I might have a plan for tomorrow. So I feel like I learned a lot this year. I now also know that up here I'm in a good position once the sun comes up, because as it comes up and the air is warming up, the air is actually traveling upwards. So that means whatever scent is down there is traveling up, and it is not traveling down. So I don't have to worry so much about my scent going down, and I'm far away from the deer, so they shouldn't spot me. So this is a good place to wait and watch. And now the end is here, the end of this weekend, that is. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. And if you are hunting, good luck out there. Okay, sweetie, it's time to go home. Your mommy's good doggy. You are such a good girl. Good doggy, Misha. Okay, let's go home.